This is an uncensored podcast about sex, sexuality, gender, and body stuff. Listener discretion is advised. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the person or persons sharing them. Some names have been changed to protect the anonymity of its participants.
Okay, yeah, we record.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Hi,
I
Joe.
I'm laying in my bed like like
A little
um
burrito. Little
like
sausage egg burrito.
but I'm also kinda like, have you ever seen that movie What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
No.
The mother is like bedridden, I think. She's
Oh
obese.
wait, I think I have. Yeah.
And then there's Gilbert. Also, someone recently told me that in that movie at the end, like somebody eats him.
What?
Like whoever Gilbert Grape is, I don't know if it's Leonardo DiCaprio or Johnny Depp's character, but he like gets eaten at the end by
Oh.
presumably a cannibal.
Oh.
So that's why they call it
Eating him.
what's eating Gilbert Grape or who's eating Gilbert Grape?
Okay, maybe I haven't seen this,
I didn't see it
but I probably have heard of it.
because I remember thinking like I don't think that's what they mean by that. I think it's just like there's something bothering him
Right, well that's what I thought when you
and it's
first said
like
that.
his whole life. Anyway, so that's
And
what
then
I feel like if
they made it real at the end.
I don't really feel like Gilbert Grape or like I'm being eaten. I just feel like I'm bedridden because I'm in my bed. I just made you do everything.
Just smudged my
You just
nail
smudged your
polish
toenail
like
polish
so hard,
with your
so
fingernail.
hard with my whole finger.
So,
Yeah.
are you gonna go by your real name or my other niece's name?
No, yeah. I think I just will go by my real name because
Okay.
my name is Maya.
Maya.
Maya, I feel like I said that weird.
We're just gonna talk about well, you're my niece.
Yeah,
We're having girl talk about
mm,
boys.
and life
I
and such.
Yeah, things to do with boys.
Yeah.
I love boys and I'm crazy about boys and I also kind of hate boys.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. If I like
Really?
sometimes literally I'm like, I could be happy like my sister and just be a lesbian and be so happy. Like, why do
Mm,
I just sit here and struggle with these
well,
men that like don't like I don't even understand.
but I couldn't be with women
Oh, I couldn't either.
unless they're like really hot. Okay, so I didn't know that like I mean, we were with our friend Callaway earlier. I didn't know that
hmm
like there's a term like you can't always call a butch lesbian butch. I've literally never heard that. Apparently, like there's the term stud, which I think is like being reclaimed by like young generations.
Which I've never like heard of it like
No,
that.
we're like too old.
God, oh my
And
God.
I'm like much older than you, but still I think you're too old. That's my favorite thing about you getting older is that like I get to watch you be like middle-aged eventually.
And not know what's happening.
I like to watch my nieces get old and pretend like I'm completely exempt from the process of aging.
Right. I like when my boyfriend guy tells me the young terms because somehow he knows all of them.
Well, he probably works at a restaurant with a bunch of Gen Zs.
Yeah. Wow, I
Uh,
am failing at nails right now, and I should not be doing
no, because I'm
them. I
saying
have
your
no business.
press-ons on your fingers are so long that you're like
I'm like,
messing up your toenails.
no, this is bad. This looks like a freaking massacre. Okay.
I'm
All right.
literally drinking a White Claw while laying down. I could probably sit up, but
But why not? Why?
but
What's the need?
this is Make Sex With Me, and we're continuing our theme of talking about just whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's the theme of the whole show.
Well, yeah. Like
But
your last episode was very moving, and you were very honest and open about,
oh yeah, I talked about,
which I feel like it kind of goes into what you were saying you kind of want to talk about today too.
well, I knew that because I talked about how I feel like trying to like be with all these boys and stuff. I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
either have to girl up or girl down.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to rename that episode Girl Up, Girl Down. Or like Gone Girl. Wait, no. But I think it's right because it's a New Year's episode, so I called it new what did I call it?
New girl?
New Queer, New Drew. Instead of New
like
Year,
New
New
Year, New
You.
You.
Yeah,
Wait,
'cause I'm
wait, I love that.
I love a rhyme.
Oh my god, this is good. Yeah.
AKA Gone Girl. But yeah, so in talking about that, just of course, boys are just on my mind. I feel like, and I think we talked about this with Callaway a little bit, but like, also Callaway might be on the episode, or might be on the show sometime.
Yes.
Whether or not she wants to use that name,
Right.
it's too late now.
Yeah.
She can call herself whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But so
Literally whatever.
what was I even saying?
Okay, you're talking about girl up, girl down.
Girl up,
Callaway?
girl down. I want to write a song. So, she was saying something about boys. No, I really did lose my train of thought. Something
Oh,
about
are you talking about like she's obsessed with boys? Like
yeah,
how she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
Because it's like fun.
Yeah.
It's like fun to be like into boys and like have a like especially because my job's like kind of like the same thing over and over again. I have like maybe like 10 different boys I have crushes on, and like
Mm-hmm.
when they come in, I'm just like, hey, what's up, Mark? Ooh, hey, Ben. Ooh, hey, Caleb. And just like I get to see how each one kind of pans out.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, none of them really have. But lately, I don't know, I think I just like vibing different and like just kind of like being chill about everything. And like I went on a friend date with a guy whose name we will call him. Oh, I feel like we can't just give him another name. I think he's got to have like a code name.
Right.
Jackie calls him Little Bo Peep. I don't know why. So
I
let's
could
just
see
call him
that.
let's just call him Bo.
Yeah, I like Bo.
I don't know why she called him Little Bo Peep.
I could see Lil Bo Peep.
Well, he doesn't look like Little Bo Peep. I think it was because like, or maybe she was calling me Little Bo Peep and he was one of my sheep.
Well, either way, his code name is Bo.
We're gonna call him Bo and maybe Bo Peep. So anyway, a while back, I I had said like, okay, this guy seems to like think I'm funny or cool. He's always talking to me at work, and he's like told me he likes girls or whatever. But he just seems to be like interested in me at least as a person. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, let's like be friends at least, and I'll like um I'll like hit him up. I'll like find a way to hit him up on socials, and then I'll be like, let's get a drink sometime. And so I did. I asked him, and he didn't like respond. He left me on red or whatever, as they say. Um, he's a stud.
Oh my god.
And and then he like eventually like he like works he's in town only sometimes. He has like apartments in 3 different towns because of work, and he like is here only sometimes, but he one of the times he was here, he was like, "Hey, I'll definitely like have a drink with you sometime." And I was just like, "Oh, cool, cool. Okay, let me know. Yeah." And then that night I was like, "Here's my phone number," because I was like, you know, I don't really want to talk via Instagram Messenger. Um, so anyway, eventually, like weeks and weeks later, after the holidays and stuff, like we actually, it was like maybe 2 weeks ago, we went to a bar, we had some drinks, we got kind of drunky, and we learned more about each other. And we actually had a lot of fun. And based on that night, like I was kind of like, okay, um, he's a Republican, but like he's closer to like being a centrist than he's not as like right leaning as he could be. Like I think he would be more interested in like he's not like a Trumper.
Right.
Um in some ways he's like really like kind of a hippie. Like he wears natural deodorant and shit and like likes natural shit. Like he said something about like not wanting to eat something because it had like something something, and I was like, "Oh wow, you
Preservatives.
sound like
Yeah.
a dirty hippie."
Yeah.
Um and he's kind of bougie. Like he would be like the kind of Republican like I could date without being like ugh. And it would teach me a lot about like just accepting that not everyone has to like fully agree with you, and like
Yeah.
we
That's
also have
good.
to learn how to have conversations with people that
Don't think exactly the
right.
same way we do.
I can't just be like, ugh, Republican, die, die, die.
Right. Because there's like a
Uh,
whole human behind that thought.
right. And people, I mean, all Republicans aren't the same. Like, I mean,
Right.
my parents are Republicans, and like,
Yeah. And we love them to
we
death.
still love them. We still allow them to survive. We didn't
Right.
murder them or anything yet. Um, so anyway, God, what if they die and then I like, this is what I've said, and then I'm accused.
Oh my God.
Ah!
It wasn't me.
Erase, erase. So anyway, okay, so the thing I was going to tell you the other day that I didn't tell you
Uh-huh.
about Bo
Yeah.
is that okay, and we also okay.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think you would have heard this and been kind of like that's stupid. Okay, I'm going to present it to you in the order with
That
which
it
it happened.
happened.
Of all
Okay.
the things. Okay, so I think after drinks I was kind of like I didn't really like I just decided like okay, Bo is he's told me what he's into, he's told me what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't say he wanted me, so I'm just gonna trust him.
You just go with it because you're not trying to like change him.
Well, and it's like that Maya Angelou, like when someone tells you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, that's
And
powerful.
so, like, he either is not into me, and I just have to respect that, or, and also, like we talked about the other day, a no is a no. Like, sometimes people,
Yeah.
like, are telling you no without telling you no, and you just have to, like, hear that and be like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Or he is into me, but he just doesn't know how to deal with that or doesn't know it yet or whatever. But I don't have the fucking time to
No,
like
because you're
wait
too
around.
like matured in your self-confidence to
Yeah.
like wait for somebody to figure themselves out like that.
And because I have like 9 other people I have crushes on. So like just like
Exactly.
moving on. So anyway, so that was how I was feeling after drinks. So just like I'm just gonna let this be just casual friends and like whatever. So the other day he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I have like a moral dilemma."
Oh God.
And I was like, okay. And he's like, you know, he's like, I was sleeping with this girl, and I'm already like,
Oh
okay,
my
I
God.
don't really care. Um, he's like, I was sleeping with this girl, and I'm no longer hooking up with her, but like this was like, I think he said it was like a couple years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he found out afterwards that like she was married and she was like having an affair, and he was like technically like the mistress.
Mm-hmm.
And not only was she married, but she just like had a kid.
Okay.
And I already made a joke like, haha, like, was it really your kid? And he's like, no, like, he's like, I knew she had a kid when we were sleeping together. I just didn't know she was married. He's like, so it's definitely not my kid because she had the kid before we slept together. I was like, okay, fine. And I was like, so what's your dilemma here? Like, can you be done?
Yeah, like,
And
okay,
then,
hurry up, bitch,
gross,
bye.
exactly.
Like,
And
at
so
this point.
then, well, he was like, yeah, like I knew like she wanted me to. He's like, we both knew it wasn't serious, and like we both knew that like the kid like wasn't. Ugh.
Sorry,
No, I like
so
that
sorry.
sound.
Sorry,
White
it was so
Claw,
aggressive.
the sponsor for today's episode, White Claw.
Yeah, for this brief intermission.
When you want to talk about boys. So what was I saying?
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, you ruined that.
Got you off
I
track.
have a hat in
you
my
were like,
bed.
okay, bye.
I was
Because
like,
he was
bye.
like, I
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
moral dilemma. I'm sleeping
So,
with this lady.
so he basically was like, they ended up calling the whole thing off because not because she was married, because he didn't know that, but because she ended up wanting it to be more serious, and he's like, we weren't going to do that, and I like don't want to be a stepdad. Like he wants to have. He's one of those people that's like, I want to have my own kids. So he
Okay.
apparently has an opinion already about like stepchildren
Yeah.
or like adopted children, which is like already angers me.
It's already like feeling like he already knows the answer that he wants you to answer to him. Like from
Right.
just the way you're setting this up. Like
Well, yeah.
like he's not
So,
really like asking for any opinion. He's like,
well, so then he finds out, because this is like in a small town kind of situation. He finds out that like he wasn't the only one sleeping with her that wasn't her husband.
mm-hmm.
That there was other men having affairs with this woman, and none of them knew that she was married. And that was a lot of those happened like before he was sleeping with her. So, and like he knew that because one of the guys was like a friend of his, and they both found out, and they were like, "Oh my God, I slept with her." Um, so he's like, "So here's my dilemma." He's like, "There's a very good possibility that that kid doesn't belong to the dad.
Oh
Like that,
my
like
God.
maybe she got pregnant by some other man, and that's his baby, and she's been lying to the dad." And I'm like,
Well, he's trying to find the dad.
so he's like, so do you think I should contact him and let him know that like he needs to get a paternity test?
No way.
I was like, nope. And he was like, really? Why? And I was like, he's like, don't you think I have a moral like obligation to let him know? I was like,
No.
nope, you have zero obligation to let him know. I was like, do you want to be involved in this man's life or like the kid or like the girl you had sex with? And he's like, no. I was like, then why would you reach out?
Yeah, like that's not your business.
Yeah. And I was like, plus, what if you created this huge fucking stir and then it was actually his kid?
Yeah. Then you just literally cause so much
Well, he's like, well,
trial.
he's like, if it were me, I'd want to know.
Jeez, oh Pete.
And I was like, but it's not you.
Right.
And I was like, also, like, even if like it is someone else's baby, like he's been raising it for like the last 5 or 6 years as his.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think he's just gonna turn away and not be the dad anymore? I was like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I know you could be hurt, but it's not the kid's fault.
Right.
And like, you can't abandon this kid. You've been like a fundamental chunk in its chunk. You've been the main chunk. You've been the man chunk
The main chunk.
of the two chunk halves. Yeah, so I was just like, I was like, and then eventually, like, and then I said something really snarky to my coworker because this was like at my desk,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, kind of like, oh shit, I just said something really snarky. I feel bad, and then I turned to him and I was like, you know what? I think you should pray on it.
Oh no, you
I
didn't.
did, and he was like, wow. He's like, I didn't expect that from you, and I was like, yep, I think that's what you need to do.
Did he take it sarcastically, or did he take it
He
for real?
sensed.
For real?
He knows I don't pray, so he sensed.
Okay.
But I was like, you know what? Yep, you need to be with God.
Jeez.
Or I guess what I should have said was like, just give this one to God. Like, don't worry about it. Just give it to God. The truth always comes out.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so that happens. But then flash forward to me talking with Maddie and him about something, and then he brings up the Bill Cosby thing
Oh yeah.
with he's like, some of those women consented to being sedated before he molested them or something. And I was like, what does that mean? I was like, what do you mean they consented to being sedated? He's like, well, they knew they were taking drugs. And I was like, they didn't want to be unconscious. They wanted to be high.
Yeah. And they didn't ask to be touched. Like, that's not what they were asking for.
Right.
That's not what they signed up for
Even if I
when they
took
took
a
drugs.
ton of drugs with someone, I didn't want you to rape me.
Right. It's not a pass. It's not
And
like,
it doesn't matter if all but one of them wanted it. One of them didn't, and that's all that matters.
right.
And plus, all of them probably didn't. And there was a lot of scenarios where there was like power and control. Like they were like, this is like one of the most powerful men in Hollywood, like, and I want a career, I want this or that. And he was like, well, then you need to blow me. Like there's definitely cases of that. And
Yeah.
that's quid pro quo sexual harassment, according to my modules.
Also, the fact that Bo just felt like he had something to like offer with that side of like thinking like that. I
Yeah.
don't know. Just you weren't there.
You don't know the women.
You don't know them. Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I just think that most of the women knew what they were doing. I
And
was
you're
just
like completely instigating a situation that has nothing to do with you.
yeah, we pretty much weren't talking about Bill Cosby
Like
before he said it either.
literally, like he is just like openly saying it's okay to just silence these women because their viewpoint is like invalid because of things that do not correlate.
Do not correlate.
Yeah, I'm a robot.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's frightening.
It was really weird. And after all of it, I kind of just like want to,
Throw up.
I kind of want to just like avoid him.
Yeah.
I'm just like, ay.
Well, and like sometimes, things don't work out, but it's like fine because like, you want somebody who thinks like very close-mindedly like that.
Right. Exactly.
So like, yeah, you can have a crush, but it's like, okay, well, that didn't really go anywhere and like it's like you're happy it didn't.
Right. What other boys do we know? We
Okay,
wanna
wait, no,
talk
there was
about?
another thing you told me you wanted to bring up.
Oh, yeah, but let's talk about like another boy first.
Okay.
There's a
Like
couple other things.
our friend at our favorite food place.
Oh my God.
Love
Okay.
him.
I feel like I think we should call him
Yeah.
Edward. Kind of the same name, but
You should
whatever.
edit that out and we should think of a different
Do you
name.
think he's gonna listen?
Well, give him the benefit of the doubt and let's believe that he might.
How long are you gonna keep these press-ons going?
Well, I only have 28 of them, so
Is that divisible by 10?
no.
Why do they give you a weird
They
number
give
of...
you less than 30. So they're like, if all of them break, you're good except for 2 can't break. But also, the thing that trips me up is the first set I put on my hands, they all had a pointed edge,
Oh,
a
and
pointed tip.
some of them
And
are squared.
the rest of them are all square. And I'm like, when I fixed the 2 that broke,
Yeah.
I realized the day later, I was like, wait a minute, those ones have square tips. And I was like, wait,
Yeah.
how did I so like perfectly put all of the like pointy tips on the first time and not realize?
But some people do like square and pointy in one manicure set.
Whoa.
Like they just want it to be edgy, or they'll do everything will be pointy except for one will be square, and it'll be like a party nail.
Yeah, I guess. I
Or
don't
not,
know.
maybe like coffin, maybe not like full square.
I don't think anyone would really like notice. It just.
I would really love to do some press-ons if they would be wide enough for my nails.
You can try these and just
No,
like
none
put
of
them
the
in.
store ones are wide enough for my nails. But there's these different like Etsy artists that do custom press-ons,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually do really pretty ones. But they also you can take your nail measurements for each of your nails, and they'll make you like custom sets that fit just your nails. And it's probably a little
It's very
pricier.
nice.
It's more than $8, which is probably what that set costs, right?
Yeah, $7.99.
Also,
Which, like, compared to having to pay $80 every 3 weeks, like, okay, I'll try this out for a little bit.
yeah,
I mean,
I have had no spare money to do that shit with,
no.
and I just haven't felt fully like having a manicure in a while. But
Yeah.
plus, my nails seem like kind of brittle, and Maddie was like looking at them and said that I have like a magnesium deficiency.
God, I love her so much.
I know she's such a little
She's
smart ass.
so random and funny. She's like knows everything, but you would
She
never expect
is.
her to know everything.
I know.
And it's
She
always health related, like, oh,
well,
you have this problem, like, in your life, like, oh, you probably have like this health issue.
yeah, I think she's kind of like the keeper of random knowledge in some
Yeah,
ways.
like she definitely could win Jeopardy.
But she also like studies the things she's talking about
Well,
in a lot of
right.
cases. So she's like, yeah. Um, okay, so I'm trying to think of other boys I'm into.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
I'm
don't know
like
if I want
doing
to talk about
sign language
him.
across.
Well, what's funny is you did that, and I thought of like 3 different people.
Oh, good.
She like
That's
made
good.
the letter T with her hands, and I was like, oh,
A, B, C, D.
Well, so yeah, we have the guy that makes us margaritas at the restaurant. He's cute. Still, we don't really know
We
what
love
his
him. We just
deal
don't know if
is.
he's dead or not.
And we don't know if he died the other night because he didn't
God.
show up to hang out with us, and we can't get a hold of him. But we just wish him well. We love him. We're gonna just show up for more margaritas. Um, and I think like he would be a fun friend regardless.
No, and that's what I want. Like, I don't know. I'm in this stage of my life, I just want friends. Like, that was always something that I put to the side. And, like, right now, working with all these younger high school girls, it has kind of reminded me of my high school days. And, like, I was always so boy crazy. And, like, my best friend got pregnant when we were 14, and so then I lost my best friend. She was just gone. So I just put all my time and effort into all the men in my life, and I basically had like a new boyfriend every year, and it was just like that was all I put my effort into. And so I think about these new high school girls that I'm like helping at work and mentoring, and I'm just like, they're telling me about their boy stuff, and like some of them have all these really great things they want to do with their lives, and like with these colleges that they've been. And I'm not saying you have to go to college to be successful. That is not what I'm saying. But like they do have like these visions of things that they want beyond just like a man. And I am like so happy for them and blah blah blah. And I'm like, wow, I wish I was like that. I wish I or like or not even like when it comes to that, like, they're in their sports and they're like doing that and blah blah. And I'm like, dang, I wish I did that. I wish I would have like not,
She played lacrosse.
huh?
You wish that you had played
No,
lacrosse.
like I wanted to do volleyball. I wanted to do, I don't
That would have
know,
been fun.
freaking
You
ball.
could have
I
worn
just had
little
so much.
shorts.
Yeah, I could have been like cute and like actually had friends that I made and that maybe I would still be friends with to this day. And then I see these other girls and they're just like how I was, they're just so they leave all their friends for this one guy, and that guy treats them horrible, and they just kind of put up with it because they're like, no, this is fine, like this is what I deserve or something, what I don't know, but I get it. And it's like it breaks my heart for them because I'm like, dang, I was the same way. And I wish that I wish they could know how special they are, and like that their time might be better served in other places, like in their
Yeah.
friends or in their sport or in their blah 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 blah, whatever might actually add to their life at the end of the day when they turn 25 and they look back and say, wow, I'm so glad that I spent my time on this, like learning the piano or whatever, like all this crap that I wish I could have had so much time back then
But
to,
you were with a man.
yeah, that like, I don't remember anything about or whatever. Like, I don't remember, but it's like, it didn't add to my life, and it was just like I kept replaying the same situations.
And now you're almost 40.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh my god, my deathbed.
Your life is just like The Color Purple.
The movie or the Broadway?
Well, you saw the musical, right?
No,
Oh, I thought you said you saw it.
no.
Well, why were we talking about it?
Oh, I think because maybe they're remaking it.
Yeah, no, they just made the musical version into a
Because
movie.
her, the artist,
Oh
her,
yeah.
she has some
So,
music in it.
God, why do we sometimes we talk about shit like we know and like neither of us have even seen it. So weird.
Tulsi.
Well, anyway,
Wait, Tulsi's having like a little eye seizure.
Toshi, stop it.
Sleeping.
Stop it, you're disrupting the podcast.
Tulsi, you're having dream. It's so good.
So
Oh my
sweet.
god, she's like in heavy dream world. You're having an eye spasm. It's okay.
Well, now she's awake.
I know, but she was like sleeping with her eyes open. I couldn't.
Let's
hear
just have
it.
dogs have dreams. They're
It's
just
okay, Tulsi. She's like, what the heck?
she's
No,
just
you
a
just look so
dreamer.
happy. It's okay. Sorry, I had to.
Moon
You
River.
can cut all that out. I just
da, da, da,
had to
da,
wake up your
da.
little pupper. She
It's
was
okay. I think it's funny.
She was like,
No, in The Color Purple, like the main character like gets married, and then like the man she's married off to like basically like makes her sister like go away, and they were like besties.
like isolates her.
She was like, I don't want your sister here. She's got to go away, and he has her like taken away somewhere,
Oh my god.
and so she doesn't get to see her sister, for like years. But it's like this theme of like
Isolation and all that.
a man separating a woman from her friends or
And
separating
it's
a
like, and
woman
at the end of the
from
day, when like, because that situation eventually ends, because it's like we are all so, we realize what's deep down inside of ourselves, and we realize the little voice inside of ourselves that had been telling us, this or that all along. And then finally it's like we wake up to it. And we're like, oh my God, like I never should have been with this person. And like, and then you end it, and then you realize, oh my gosh, like that not that you wasted time. I don't really believe in like wasting time. I just think like, dang, like you maybe missed out
Yeah, you have regrets
on other things that would have
So
been
are you-
fruitful.
But then the question is, have you repeated that again?
Oh, I have,
Like, how many-
personally.
Boyfriends have you had that it felt like that with?
Yeah, like I still probably do it. I mean, and it's like, I mean, if my guy listens to this or whatever, like, I mean, he knows it's something him and I talk about, so it's not like talking bad about him. Like, we know
Think
this
he listens
together.
to my podcast?
Well, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Um,
So you think he listens?
yeah.
Do you think anybody listens?
I don't think he listens to podcasts in general.
Okay, well that's
I
fine.
think people listen.
That's fair.
But
That's fair.
anyway, what were we talking about? I actually lost my train of thought.
I know I interrupted you. We're
That's
the
okay.
fucking most ADHD
I don't know, we really,
pair,
no, but like when we say that, we're like actually like have found out we really both are.
but we keep forgetting, and then we keep being like,
Reminding
"Oh, I
ourselves that,
must
oh,
have
wait,
ADHD."
this cause of why.
It's like I just keep eating cheesecake and being like, "Oh, I think I might be lactose intolerant," for like the last 20 years.
You keep thinking maybe I could be wrong. So like you try the other way, and then you're like, no,
Well, it just tastes
it's
good.
definitely true. Like this was a thing.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
shit my
I
pants
don't know.
every time
The
I
thought's
eat it.
gone. What was I
Well, no,
saying?
you were saying about
Waste of
how
time.
like
Oh, have you repeated the pattern?
have you repeated the pattern? I mean, I do notice that with you and your current guy, like there is issues with like you always say you like want to hang out with like a group of friends, and he's more of like a one-on-one kind of person, and
Yeah.
so you guys spend time just the two of you, but it's difficult because you like group settings, and I mean that's like totally fine if like he's just like less social and that's just his like comfort.
Well, like he hangs up with like friends too, so it's like, well, why can't my friends be your friend? Like, why can't we just like do that together?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, have you and him ever hung out with like you and a bunch of girlfriends?
like that's the thing. For like 10 years that I've known him, we've never had a group of friends. It makes me feel like we're just like not able to do that. But like also him and I have never really had personal friends. And it's like we're friends with everybody, but we're not intimate with anybody
Yeah.
besides each other.
A lot of couples like share friends, and that could be difficult like later when if they break up, then it's like who do the friends go with?
Right.
Sometimes, although I arguably I could just be friends with both of them still. Um,
Any friends that like have come into the picture normally were people that I brought to him.
it
But
sounds like
like
you're doing a three-way.
right, well, yeah,
Oh,
no, that
I don't want
has
to hear
not
about that.
happened. It has not
I
happened.
don't want to hear about it.
Well, there's nothing
Maya?
to hear. There's nothing to hear.
What? Maybe like totally support you, but stop. So wait, what? Yeah, it's weird. I've never been in a relationship. Um, and it's a weird thing because I know there's like sacrifices that one kind of needs to make sometimes for a relationship in their life. Hopefully like you're not the only one making them and like it's not like unnecessary sacrifices because like certainly like two things can happen simultaneously. Like you can be in a
Mhm.
relationship and get a degree or like go to do your job or like have friends. Like I do
Yeah,
think that couples need to have friendships outside of their marriage.
for sure.
But yeah, a lot of couples are able to like have other couples they hang out with or like just like friends that like I really love that Cindy and I are besties and I've gotten really close with her wife, Steph.
Yeah.
And what's funny is like when I first met Steph, like I didn't like wasn't so sure and she kind of like wasn't so sure about me either and it was maybe a little threatening because I'd known Cindy for so long, but then like
Mhm.
at some point I just kind of like fell in love with Steph and
Yeah.
it's like the perfect but I had to like get used to a lot. Like it changed my friendship with Cindy for a while
Definitely.
because I had to share her and
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
all of a sudden it
feel
gets like, ooh, like
I
for
didn't feel jealous, but I felt like it's gonna change our friendship and I had to be like open to that change.
yeah.
So
Well, my sister is definitely my best friend. Um,
oh
aw. And I mean, well, one of my best friends. I can't say she's fully just my best friend.
she's just my
She's
niece.
she's a piece of
I don't
shit.
care
No, I'm
about her
just
other than
kidding.
that.
No, I love her. No. Anyway, but when
Oh,
and my sister's always been single for the most part,
like forever.
basically forever.
Like almost as long as me, except for she's not as old as me.
Basically her whole life.
Yeah.
Literally, not even a joke. Like, but
So she's your best friend,
yeah,
and
and
she's
that
been
was
single forever, and now she's
she's
not.
always been my bestie, and now I hate her.
Now
No,
she's found
but no, and I
the
mean,
love of her life.
she literally has, and it happened very quick. But like when I met the love of my sister's life,
Yeah, we don't know if she wants to be named.
right?
We
I
don't-
like almost said the name, and then I'm like, well, maybe.
Her name is
Uh,
Mouse.
I was gonna say dog.
I was gonna say dog too, but I didn't want to call her dog. Mouse
Wait,
is cuter.
yeah, no, it's way cuter. And way more like what she like, how her cute
kinda
little
mousy.
personality.
No,
Um,
she's quiet.
So anyway, but like I had to definitely transition to that because I was like, I had to respect also that boundary and be like, okay, I love you and you are my best friend, but also you have like somebody that is very important in your life, and I had to like let that go and like be like, okay, like we have this normal relationship where okay, so like that was really hard for me. I like almost like I relied on her relying on me.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know I did. Like I didn't know, almost like a reassurance of like, it was like, okay, if nobody cares for me, if nobody loves me in life, or no one thinks I'm cool, my sister will always think I'm the coolest person in the world, like I have her, and like it's like it like fills your ego, and you don't think like that. You don't think that, but like at the end of the day, when it changes, you're like, oh my god, like I was thinking that way by accident, like in my brain, and I didn't even realize, because you realize when it's different, and then
Mm-hmm.
now I just, but like it was a very hard. Well, it wasn't. This wasn't the harder transition because okay, I know we just said that she had no relationships before. She was
Oh, right. She
engaged
was
to a
engaged.
man, but I was like I mean, yeah, that's valid, but she like also was a lesbian, so it's like also,
Did
yeah.
you actually think she was going to marry him?
Oh, she was 100% gonna marry him and not be in love with him.
But did you?
I
Oh,
knew she wasn't in love with. I knew she wasn't in love like that with him. They had many issues that Leah just was like, oh, sorry.
was your nail?
That my sister was
Oh, I
like,
already said her name like 3 times.
cha la la
I think when she
la.
was on the podcast, we didn't change her name at all.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. I want to be like myself. Like
Yeah.
moving to South Carolina, I mean, in Michigan, I have a lot of people that hold me to all these standards and all these like their standards. I won't even say standards as like it is the way. I'm saying like standards like their standards. And I felt like the pressure to live up to their standard, and now I don't, and I am like finally moving away. It's given me the freedom to find myself. Like, how do I want to behave? How do I want to like think and feel
Yeah.
and like be myself? And I can't say that I've done it perfectly, because still sometimes I'm like looking for, well, okay, so it does tie into what I was just talking about, kind of like getting that validation from my sister.
Does your nail polish remover smell like strawberries?
Oh, you want me to huff it? It does say strawberry salon strength, enriched with vitamin and grapeseed oil.
Yeah.
Ah.
No, I think that you are onto something. I mean, that's what people have to do to
Mm-hmm.
find themselves. They have to move. They have to move away. They have to leave. A
Well,
lot of
they'll let go of
times,
their crutches.
but a lot of times they end up right back where they began, and they just are like, but they're
Yeah.
glad that they went away because they had to kind of go away to find themselves.
Yeah.
Not everyone goes back, but
Right.
a lot of people do. Half of our family kind of, if they leave, they go back.
Right.
The
I could
other,
see myself going back, but only because I love my family so much, not because I want to go back. It's because I want them.
also, we live in a different age than ever before. Like, it kind of doesn't matter where you live because you can always like easily travel or
Yeah.
easily,
FaceTime.
see other things, and it's also like because everything's so connected nowadays, like it's kind of like if I'm in Kentucky or Washington State or Maine, it's like kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things that are like regional or specific to that state, but like certainly like climate change differences, but or whatever, not climate change, but climate seasonal
Climate, just climate.
disorders.
Just like
Yeah, at all.
ADHD, what?
But like they all have a McDonald's,
Yeah,
and they all have
mostly some of
Trump
them.
supporters.
I mean, we barely have a McDonald's.
Yeah, our
There's
McDonald's is
like
pretty
one
rough.
girl that works there every time
I think
I've
that
ever gone.
stoned guy, speaking of boys, I think that stoned boy, I think he probably got fired.
Oh,
There was
well.
a boy that was just real stoned, taking our order at McDonald's, and he told me I would remind him
Oh,
of
wait. The guy
Family
from Family
Guy,
Guy.
the dog from Family Guy.
What's his name?
And he's like, "You don't look like him, but you sound like him, man."
Yeah, he was like he was having the best day of his life.
And I was like, "I sound like Seth MacFarlane." I was like, "That's not a bad thing to say. It's fine."
No.
Um, yeah. And it's hard. I mean, that's the other thing too. Like so Lee and I have had similar experiences where like we've been single most of our lives,
Mm-hmm.
except for she, I guess, apparently hasn't, and I absolutely have. So it's just my story now. Me.
Me.
You've been in a lot of relationships. I think like it can be really hard to find yourself when you're in a relationship. Some people find themselves in relationships, like you can, but it can be difficult. And I think everyone in their adult life deserves to be like single for a bit.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's anything wrong with being single, but I think our society kind of makes it, especially after a certain age, our society makes it seem terrifying. And
Mm.
so you're just like, oh my God, it's terrifying. And then you're like, wait, why is it terrifying?
Right, because you like inside, you don't actually feel like it's that horrible. It's like how other people perceive
I
your
even have like
situation.
I even have fears of like being alone when when grandma dies, my mom, your grandma, when she dies, and like I don't have much of a connection to my brothers. Um, and I kind of feel like, oh my God, I'm going to be all alone in the world. Other than, I mean, always know that I have my nieces and my sister-in-law and
Yeah,
whatever,
but they
and
suck.
whatever. They
Like,
suck.
oh my God.
But like, there's a fear of being alone, but then I think too, like, God, I'm really actually really like being alone. I forget how much I like being alone. It's so nice. I mean, you got to be with people, and I love people. I love community. It's so important, but like, I have to have time alone, and uh, so I'm gonna be okay. Like when that all changes.
Okay, I don't know if this is something bad that won't come off.
Did you ruin my desk?
What a little drop got on
Is
these
it acetone?
spots. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably ruined the varnish, but I think I've already done that somewhere on the desk, so you're fine.
Yeah, but I just did it in like 3 places.
Yeah, that's okay. It was from Amazon. The desk isn't even like that nice.
It is very nice.
It just looks nice.
Let me just.
You just spit on it. That'll help. Use your saliva on there. That's good. That's what I
Wait, why
wanted.
is this my existence? I always ruin things. It makes me sad. Because it's not my intention.
I know.
Me-
That's why we let you stay.
What does that mean?
That's why we let you stay
Stay where? I
in our
should stay
lives.
away.
We know you don't mean to break everything.
I just do.
You just do.
Oh, this is like a side note intermission. Like, have you ever been like itching your head? Okay, so your elbow's
Yes.
up in the air, whatever, and you're like talking to someone and you're walking and you run into the dang wall with your elbow. It's like, it's just so funny.
I'm
Like,
sure I've done that.
it's been years since I've done that, except this week I've done it 3 times. Yeah. Okay, sorry. That
I
was
hit my elbow on the corner of my desk today while talking to a customer, and I went like, ow, and then I had to interrupt the conversation to be like, no, I'm sorry, ow, that actually really did hurt a lot.
You're like, wait
And
a
the woman
minute.
was like, oh, okay.
She was like, I don't really care.
She's like, but what about my insurance? I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
And you're like, okay, like, do you not care about
I was like,
myself?
well, what about my insurance?
What about my dang
Oh,
elbow?
my damn elbow. She
Okay.
said like, oh, your funny bone. I said,
And you're like, no, like, it actually
bitch.
hurts. Okay, can you, like, feel bad for me for once?
I
Okay.
called her a bitch. Why
Um,
are you popping off all your nails and then putting them right back on?
the only, well, because these are all the round-tipped ones, and so it looks really
Also, like, I
stupid.
feel like this is bad for your nails to just rip the nail off the nail.
Oh, I'm setting it into acetone, so it's really not, like, hard. Wait, okay,
Oh.
Droopy, the only thing that I had that was, like, the only thought that when I was thinking about recording, like, I thought in my in my
What
brain,
did you want to share,
I
Sister Maya?
had this thought to me that was special about my situation. Like, if I were to ever fully end things, like, with my boyfriend guy,
Yeah.
it
I
was
hate when
like,
women call their boyfriend their man, by the way.
I didn't say that.
You did earlier. Grandma says it all the time
Ew,
about
I didn't say that. I don't say that.
you're like my man.
No,
Maya,
I didn't.
we have audio proof.
All right. Okay, we have audio proof. Then put that little clip right here.
Yeah. Well, that would take a lot of work, but I'll insert it here.
Okay, insert here.
Insert your boyfriend here.
My guy. My guy. My guy. My guy. My guy.
I like the
Reason
name
her.
Manfred for like a dog. I was thinking you could have said man friend, and it made me think of Manfred.
I think I just said my boyfriend guy. Like, I don't know what else to call him. He's not my man. Man. Okay, don't use that part and just clip it right in there because then that's not fair.
That's not fair.
Okay, the only thing I thought is that, like, if I were to ever fully, like, walk away from
Your relationship.
my relationship, that's
Your
not my
situationship.
situationship. Oh my God, also I had this really funny thought. Okay, I'll say the funny thought first. I was like having like a moment in my brain. It was just like funny of like, oh, this is my situation. Like, that's hilarious. So pathetic and sad. And I was like, wait, sorry. It's not even gonna be that fun.
We have so much
to anyone
gallows
but me.
humor in our family.
Oh God, we're Tammy and Amy.
Tammy and Amy.
Tammy and Amy. We
are.
laugh at our own selves.
Well, you just did.
Yeah, no, I did.
I haven't done that yet. But I'm sure I do.
No, I was like, I don't remember what I was gonna
Come
say.
on, Amy. If you were ever gonna wait, you
Like
said
a
something
bitch.
was
What
like
is it?
depressing or morbid or
What?
you said something that was like terrible or really depressing, and then you started laughing.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but I don't remember what I was saying.
Great.
This is good.
This is like drunk history, except for we've only had
Dang.
one drink. All right, so if you ever ended things,
Yeah, but then I was gonna say a funny thing. That'll maybe come to me later.
right?
If I ever ended things, I was thinking, like if he ever be like, oh yeah, you know, like you don't really love me, like because you wouldn't end things or whatever, blah blah blah. And then I thought, because like truly I love him like with all my heart. And I thought, no, I do love you, but I just am choosing to love myself more. And that is like how I feel.
Yeah.
And I don't know the funny thing I was going to say, but
That's really sad.
but that's true
You
because
could really
like
use a funny thing now.
yeah, but I can't remember. So in like in the pod, you can just like whenever I do remember it, you can just like put it there.
Just insert that.
Here.
Insert funny thing
Just
there.
pretend like I couldn't not remember what I was saying and like.
Well, tell me a joke now, and then I'll insert it. You know any jokes?
I don't know any jokes.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. It was really funny.
Are you on the? You got it on the tip of your tongue, or is it like lost? I'm like so hot right now. I was like freezing, and now I'm like hot.
It's from the alcohol.
Good. I could not get warm. That's why y'all were fine when we were eating at the food truck. It's because you guys were drinking beer, and I had like
no,
fucking
that's
cherry
true.
Coke.
Maybe that's why you're like cold.
I'm
with
just
the
like
core.
a 6-year-old little girl freezing, and while mommy and daddy get drunk.
We were not getting drunk. We had one beer.
So who's daddy? Ew! Don't put your old press-ons in that can. This fucking trailer trash over here.
Wait, what was funny? Darn it!
Everything I say is funny.
God,
We'll recover.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe. Next pod.
Also, like next episode. Also, like that whole the theme of going full circle is like, you know, even if you guys were like, we need to be apart for a while.
Yeah.
And come back when we've like learned things, and you know, I think that's always okay.
It should be okay. I'm starting to get to the point where it's like it's more okay because I'm more just not needing him. Like I think what it is I've not needed him for so long that it doesn't faze me anymore. Like he hurts me all the time. Sorry. If you listen to this. But like he hurts me so much that like he's not intentional. So I'll say that he's not intentionally trying to hurt me. It's not like he's like out for blood, like I'm gonna hurt her. I think his version of love is different than mine. His was very skewed, and mine is skewed too, but like his is so skewed that he thinks he's loving me and he's not. Like it's really sad.
Well, he's afraid and he's acting out of fear and it's hurting you. Like he's afraid of you leaving him.
Yeah. So he kind of like pushes me to leave him. The best times that I feel loved is when like he thinks I don't need him. So I guess what I'm saying is I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't need him anymore, and so it's kind of like nothing really hurts me that much anymore because he's hurt me to like the maximum. So it's kind of like a very sad safe zone that I'm in, which I don't think is normal.
It's like an
And
in-between.
yeah, because like I think I've just been like so hurt that I can't get hurt worse. And
you're packaging those press-ons up like you work in the factory
well,
that they came from.
I can't figure out how they all
I'm trying
got
to explain
in there.
the plastic noise in the recording.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How did I get? How did that fit in
Tulsi's
there?
been really quiet. She had a little seizure, but she's been real quiet.
She's sheeping.
Can I tell you something that I haven't told you since New Year's?
Please.
And because I was just like I wanted it to be an appropriate time. So I observed something because I dropped you guys off at like a bar on New Year's.
Do I don't even almost like want to know this probably.
I don't know.
What? I probably also observed it, which is so sad.
Okay, so I think the nicest thing for me to say would be that he limits you. Like being with him limits you in your progression. It might also be true that you limit each other. Like you guys could be fuller people.
Yeah.
Without each other, but I don't know because I think he's gonna take time to do whatever he's gonna do.
Yeah.
He's a total Tammy.
Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic.
Except for he's not fat at all. He's like a skinny Tammy. He needs to do it in his own time. I observed that when I dropped you guys off on New Year's Eve, that it felt like I was dropping off like one person.
What?
It felt like neither of you were acting like a full human being yourself, like independently.
God.
And it was like you needed each other to be like, should we get out of the car? Should we go into the place? Should we go here? Should we go there? And I was just like, get out.
Yeah.
Get out of my car.
You're like, I'm trying to go home.
Like I
I'm
haven't
doing you a
called.
favor.
But it was a weird realization. I was like, that's
Ew.
weird because I don't think of you as half a person most of the time.
Not in my regular life, yeah. But with him, I do. I think I shrink, and probably maybe he shrinks too. That's really sad.
But you guys also like, both of you are so indecisive when you're together, especially, and with things about your relationship, you're so indecisive. But like with things about your like professional life, I feel like you're so much better at like making decisions. Even though you don't know like what the future holds, I feel like you're like and you have to think about it. You have to like make an informed decision, but you like maybe are just a little bit more decisive when you're on your own.
Yeah. Because I have to be.
Right. Which
And like,
sometimes is a blessing.
It is honestly, because when you again like even going back to like what I was saying about my sister and blah blah, like I had in Michigan, I had all these relationships. I'm not talking romantic, but just in general, where people needed me and I needed them, and it's like all these codependent relationships that like they require something from you or you require something from them. You're either way you're servicing. There's always just like a give and take. You're never just like you. And like even going away from that, you realize it's just you. Like, well, it has to be just you. You don't have the option to be something for someone and get satisfaction, or vice versa. You know, And so you just have to sink or swim. And that's what I've had to do in this past year. It's been like very grueling and scary, but like I've also been proud of myself. Like, kind of reminds me of like when I go to the gym, like I had this whole, I won't go into it right now, I'm not ready to go into it, but like I had a big trauma happen to me this year, and it made me have to only be able to rely kind of like on, like, my body changed to the point where like I had to like grow back my body, like get it back into my own power, I guess, or something. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. And like regain my own control of myself. And that was not something that I could put on somebody else, but only on myself. So it's been like I say isolating, but I don't mean it like I didn't have people around me, because like obviously, Drew, you were there for me, and like
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Like
Right.
people were there for me, but like I really did have to like do things on my own. Like nobody can put that work in for you. Like you have to do it, and again, like sink or swim. And so yeah, it's been freeing. Oh, that's what I was sorry. I
Do you
keep
think of
getting
a
off
funny
track.
thing?
No, but
Oh,
I was just thinking like
later.
I've been hopefully I remember it later. Because it was funny. So so much so that I laughed really hard, and I don't remember what I was laughing about. But yeah, no, like I've just been like, no, I'm gonna go into the gym. I don't care about the outcome. I'm just going.
Yeah.
That's my outcome, is that I'm going. I'm showing up.
Mm.
And like I don't care if the scale is the same every day, or like if it goes up. I don't care. Like I went. I did it. I'm proud of myself. I showed up for myself, and no one else did that. Nobody made me like, or like it was me. Like I had to show up for myself. So that's been my grueling year. Just showing up for, you have to show up for you.
Yeah.
Cuz who's going to fight for you if you don't fight for you?
Yeah.
I mean, of
It's really
course.
true. I mean, it's not even that other people aren't willing to fight for you. It's just
Right.
that, like,
At the end
they
of the
might be a
day.
little busy fighting for themselves.
Exactly. We're all just trying to just wake up in the morning.
Yeah, and I like to say, like, you
Can you
have to
open this?
be.
Because I don't think that I can with the nails I just glued
It's
on.
your
So,
3-inch
sorry.
nails.
Sorry.
9-inch nails.
9-inch
Oh,
heels.
that one's real
Ding dong,
raspberry.
ding
That's
dong,
like
ding
the most
dong, ding
raspberry.
dong. Hot down.
Is that a 9-inch
You
nail
work
song?
for the money and no business.
That's 9-inch nails?
Mexico.
That's like Carrie Underwood.
What? That was
Almost said-
Beyonce.
Oh, I love Beyonce. Beyonce.
I didn't probably say any of the right words. Okay, sorry.
What?
He's
Damn it.
this whole podcast we're gonna re-listen to it and be like, that's what I was gonna say, and like
Fuck.
not be able to change the fact that we didn't remember in the time we
You
needed.
can always add stuff in post. What were we just talking about?
Oh, like showing up for yourself.
Oh, I like to say that, like, you're the only one. I think I don't know if I said it already, but I can advocate for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had mentioned it on the first episode of the season or not, but I just earned my bachelor's, and I finally just got the email that confirmed it, which is so exciting after like a million years. And I think like I just texted my counselor, who's also a boy, but he's also a man. So staying on theme. He's like really great. His name is Todd, and he was like a huge part of like pushing me to complete this degree, because I've been so close for so long and just didn't think I needed to or could, or that it would make a difference, and had a lot of excuses. But I think the biggest thing was just that, like, I didn't, there's like a part of you that doesn't believe that you deserve good things, or like you just think maybe good things are just going to happen, you're not going to have to work for them. Like, you really have to be your own biggest supporter. Like you're lucky to have people in your life that support you, like he did, or like your parents if you have good parents, which not everyone does, or like your siblings or whatever your uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't have a good uncle, but you do.
I do.
Wow, you have a couple.
You should hear about him. Like,
You only have two actually.
he's a really great podcast.
You have two gay uncles. It's really insane.
Like, follow, subscribe.
One of your uncles texts you really long messages. The other one, oh yeah, like, follow, subscribe, leave a rating, leave a message.
Google review.
Google review, Yelp. We don't have Yelp. So I just think like I was really lucky, and I feel like I do live a really blessed life where like I have people that periodically will say, "Hey, why are you like selling yourself short?"
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just feeling so much lately like I'm so sick of working too hard for not enough money,
Yeah.
and I deserve a better life, and I'm on my way. And there's like things I never saw the light because I never believed that like it was possible.
Yeah.
Like my counselor says things like you should be making like $40,000 a year right now
Yeah.
easily. And I'm just like I've never imagined I can make that much money ever. And I'm like, if you really think about it, that's like not a lot of money.
Right. Nowadays, it's really not.
It's really not a lot of
Still
money.
struggling doing
People,
that.
I hear people say they're struggling when they make like $100,000.
No, literally.
You're like,
Yeah.
wait, because you have three Porsches, or like because you have a mega yacht? No,
And
I'm
the other
kidding.
thing is,
No
it
mega
could, I
yacht.
guess, be all on credit cards, and we don't see all their debt. We just see the
Someone told me
kind of
today
like
that like
Instagram.
they were watching a show where a man had a mega yacht.
I don't even
It's
know
like
what that is.
it's like a huge high tech yacht, but it's like huge. It's like worth $800 million, and he has two of them, and it costs $1 million a year to maintain.
Oh, gross.
And I was like,
Well, he's probably paying all of his employees like under
yeah, he's
whatever
probably
minimum
the
wage or whatever, and he's like, "This is all I can afford. I'm living below my means."
okay. I don't know if he says that, but I'm sure there's a lot of rich people who say shit like that though.
There
Anyway,
are.
so yeah, I think we have to be our own. We have to fight for ourselves. We have to be our own advocate because there's not always going to be someone else to do it.
We have to wake up, and we have to wake up every day.
Wake up, bitch. Bye,
Yeah,
bitch.
and
Also,
it's true.
you should be with someone who encourages your own personal growth and
Right.
is like a huge cheerleader, and like
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to have them to do anything for yourself. Like it's like, well, I couldn't do this because like you weren't happy for me. But
Mm-hmm.
like you should be with someone who's like, I don't know why, like if you're I like friends in relationships where they call me out of my shit.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like completely full of shit about something, and they'll be like, why are you fucking saying this shit? Like you're awesome. Like why would you
Right.
not take this opportunity, or why would you like you want this? Why would you not take advantage of this awesome thing that's come up for you? Like I love when people say shit like that, and I'm like, oh, really? Like, am I being stupid? They're like, yeah.
But they'll like remind you who you are.
But it's hard to find a relationship where, especially like if you taking on something that's great for you, um, would possibly put that person on hold, or like
Yeah.
would threaten your relationship. Like it's like it takes a big person to like put your lover's happiness, um, not ahead of your own, but just like, you know, trusting that there's enough love here that like this person can achieve their dreams, and like, we could still love each other.
Yeah.
We can grow simultaneously.
Like you can still be secure.
There's enough room for both people in a relationship to achieve their
Thrive.
dreams.
Yeah.
But sometimes it feels like there isn't.
Um. My person I don't know even where I'm going when
Your
I'm
man?
starting to like bring this up because I don't know. It's kind of like a not fully formed thought, but like he sent me a text like saying, "Hey, I posted a gym picture.
Oh yeah.
Are you okay with that?" And like as much as I am like, thankful, like, oh wow, he asked me. Like he could have not asked me, like he has not asked me in the past, like I've not asked him. Um, I don't think you should have to ask.
No. And that
I
picture was like, it was just his arm.
Yeah,
He
it
had his
was
shirt
literally
on.
just his arm,
He was just flexing
you
his
know.
bicep.
Right, but he like doesn't also like ever post in general.
Right.
So it was, I was like, dang, like I'm turned on. I'm like,
Did he have a
okay, your
tattoo that said like
arm, blah,
Maya sucks
blah,
dick? Why
blah.
did he?
Wait,
Why
what?
did he just? Did he have a tattoo on his arm that said Maya sucks dick?
No, I heard you the
Oh,
first time.
you didn't hear
I just
it.
don't know what.
Like, why would he need your permission to post it?
Oh,
Well, you have some steamy model photos that you have on your
it,
Instagram.
I think that's what he was kind of trying to like do is like give me. I don't know. I don't know. He's never like asked me. I mean, anyway, I just I had a lot of thoughts in my brain because okay, so when I'll kind of go back. We have like a history that is he has like kind of he has completely let me down in many areas that we had agreed on before. So that's kind of why he does maybe need to like come to me and say like, hey, blah, 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 whatever. But
Hmm.
like also I don't want that. Like I don't want him to like have to come to me or like feel that way or like I don't want to like I don't care. Like I don't want to have to care is kind of
Yeah.
maybe what I'm trying to say. Like it's the fact that like he doesn't normally post and then he does post like a little thirst trap pic and I'm like I got scared only because of our history, not because of what he posted because it wasn't like bad at all. And I definitely post like more maybe provocative things, but like also I guess I know my intentions and like I know like I do it all the time. Like that makes me sound bad.
Well, you are a model.
Right. So like I kind of have to like it's more to me it's a business and I've been very clear about that. It's not like how I actually feel or anything. Um for him it does concern me and it makes me kind of like question like it's a trust thing. Like I don't know. I don't see again. I don't know why I'm even bringing this up because it's like all half formed thoughts. You could probably edit all this crap out. But yeah.
Well, I mean, that's how the thought process works. You're not.
I think it's just that I don't. It's sad, and I would tell him this to his face too. I don't trust him yet. So my only response to him was because if it was a normal relationship that didn't have trust issues, I wouldn't care. And I'd be like, why are you asking me that? Like, post whatever you want, like within means. I mean, don't put your whole freaking dick out there, like But like also, like I trust you. I would want it to be like, I trust you. Why are you asking?
Yeah.
The situation it's in, it's like, oh, okay. I still don't like that you're even asking me because it's like I want you to be able to do your own thing, but also like the anyway, the only thing I could come up with to respond to him was if your intentions are pure, then I need to or I want to be okay with it. Cuz I think that's what it comes down to. It's the intention. Like if our me and his intention are to be together and not be like not stray away from only each other, then
You're like saying like, well, who you posting the picture for?
exactly because he's not like sending me the message personally. If he's trying to like make me attracted to him,
Maybe he's afraid of like you're thinking like he's afraid you're gonna see the picture and be like, who'd he post that for?
right? And I do feel that way.
But also like,
I do feel that way. I'm like,
who do we post anything for?
right, and then but then
Most
yeah,
cases, no one's watching.
that's like kind of what I like ended up asking myself was like like this year I've kind of turned things back into like an inside out. It's everything's inside out. Like, okay, yes, you could be like, okay, he did this thing. It made me not trust him. Now he's asking me, okay, who is he posting it for? Okay. All right. So that makes sense. We'd be like, oh yeah, he's posting it for some hoe. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Screw him. He sucks. Bye. But then I'm also like, all right, pause, take a step back and flip the switch and like take it inside out and like, who do I post shit for? I I think I post it for myself, but then also like I had to check myself because it's like, who do I post it for? Do I post it for myself? Am I looking for affirmation from others? You
Yeah.
have to ask yourself the same question backwards. Like, it's so easy to judge another human, but then it's also like you can judge them, but then you got to judge yourself too equally.
Hmm.
You have to take a step back and be like, no, okay, if he's a hoe, he's like posting for these people and blah blah blah, and he told me he was gonna be blah blah. Okay, but take a step back. You do the same thing. Ask yourself what is your intention? So
I think we post things on our social media because we want someone to know who we are.
right, like for me, I'm just like, I don't know who it is, but I'm like hoping that somebody will see my stuff and I'll pop off. They'll be like somebody with like
Yeah.
money or power, and they'll be like, this is a good person, and then all of a sudden I'll be rich
They
or
want you to
something.
be. Yeah, they want you to be good.
And they'll like fly me to like everywhere, but like I don't want to like have a relationship with them. I don't want to have to like owe them anything. I just want to be like, they can support my lifestyle and it can be like amazing.
We're looking for supermodels for the top modeling agency in the entire world, but we want them to be good people.
Right, exactly. And we want to like fly you and your boyfriend out. like that'll never happen.
I was in my yoga class the other day and I said something like, do you guys think that like we just assume that models have like good breath and they smell good and
Ew,
stuff. But like
that's not true.
they probably don't have to because we're just seeing them. We're not with them. We're not smelling them.
Like, you think that's highlighter? No. She's saying sweating.
She's sweating.
She's sweating everywhere.
She's got poop on her upper lip.
Gross.
What?
This is good.
We have to go hang out with some boys.
Yeah,
like,
we
really
do. Speaking
soon.
of boys,
I know we're like late. We're gonna go to a hot tub and hang out with some boys that aren't gonna have sex with us, which Maya doesn't care about. But I don't need to have sex with JB.
maybe.
I have sex with Josh. And have sex with you, Josh. I just want to say right now, because I feel like I should tell Josh this.
Yeah.
And I'm not that drunk. I don't need to have sex with you, Josh.
I just want to.
I just would.
I would. It's not even a want. It's a would.
I would have sex with you, Josh.
I'm pretty sure you said something about a hedgehog earlier.
I said I want to
ride the hog.
Ride that hog.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's got a nice body. He's an attractive person. He looked really good on his birthday. I was like, shit. But I don't want you to think I'm like in any way obsessed with you.
No, because that's what he wants, and it's so annoying. Josh, you suck. Like,
Josh, you
we're
suck.
not obsessed with you. Okay, sorry.
And I don't think he listens to my podcast, but
yeah, but it'd be funny if he heard that, because we'd be like,
if
love
he
you.
listens to my podcast, he
but
obviously is in love with me.
that's true.
That's a bold statement.
That's true, though.
Totally true.
It is true.
If someone's listening to my podcast and just like not admitting to it ever, like never telling me that
If
they
I
are.
go pee, are you gonna hear me pee?
No, but let's just end the episode before you go pee. Are you about to explode? Thank you guys for listening. Thanks, Maya, for coming on.
I hope that made sense. I hope I didn't just blab.
There's so many other boys.
Yeah.
And I didn't talk about Jordan. I might insert a Jordan
Shoot.
monologue.
You did say you wanted to talk about
No, it's
that.
okay. I could do a whole episode about Jordan.
I know, because we just like sat here and talked about like random stuff.
We're talking about boys.
Yeah.
Boys, boys, boys.
Boys, boys, boys. We love them. Okay, so that's kind of like a whole roundabout. Is like, we love the boys. We're obsessed with you.
And we do kind of need them.
But get your shit together.
We need your
baby.
sperm.
Pound town.
Pound town.
My booty hole brown.
No, my coochie pink. My booty hole
My
brown.
coochie pink. My booty hole brown.
Downtown.
That girl adds more vowels to the word brown than someone in Australia. Brian. Alright,
Love you.
love you guys. I hope you're all doing great.
Put the good things in the holes.
Yes, I hope you're putting. Wait, what is it? I hope you're filling your holes with whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.